Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have another Christmas journal to put into my shop. This is the Woodlands Christmas journal, and it is called Glad Tidings because that is the phrase that I put here in this metal book plate. I used this beautiful Woodlands or Reader's Digest cover with a burgundy and olive green design on it. I thought that was a good color for the Woodlands theme. And I used this gorgeous pine cone fabric with some little flecks of gold in it. Thank you, Angela, for sending that to me. And a natural looking trim on the edges. I put a little loop here on the spine and tied this gorgeous seam binding around it. Or not seam binding, it's sari silk. It's called, this color was called Sugar Cookie, I think. And it's just beautiful. So it's not really a tassel because I just tied it around the ring, but it's got that sari silk and some vintage postal twine and some string. I used this digital print for the front cover, and I had these wooden snowflakes. Somebody sent them to me. And they were already painted silver. I had some that were natural color and some painted silver. So I just put some of the silver ones on there and added copper book plate with the words Glad Tidings. And the little brads that hold it to the green cardstock, they are little silver stars. There are 3 signatures. It's got a 2-inch spine. And inside I added the book plate, the ex libris that came on the flyleaf of this book. Put some natural paper back there and a stamp with a pine cone on it. I didn't purchase or print anything special for this journal. I had some digital pages that were left over that worked. And I'll just talk a little bit. I'm going to try to not talk too much about the things in this journal because it's not too complicated. But this was, I don't even remember what journal kit this was from, but it was a leftover sheet from last year, and it has pine cones and berries and leaves on it, so it's perfect. And I added some lace to the edge. There's another digital print on this pocket with some mulberry paper. I will tell you about this tag because I planned on doing this on camera, but I didn't do it. I started it on camera. I had put some modeling paste on it through a stencil, and then I sprayed it with a couple of different colors of spray ink. And that's what I did on camera. And then after it dried, I stamped and embossed this design here with the Tim Holtz embossing glaze. And then I just glued on with glue stick a piece of napkin, and then I stamped Merry Christmas. The Christmas word didn't come out well because it was stamped over the embossed part. So I just took the plain white section of the napkin that I took apart and stamped it on there. And I made sure it was torn around the edges so it would blend in, and I just glued it on there. So you'll see 3 tags that were made like this. I used my deer stamp. So cute. I love that stamp. And Winter Wonderland, it says up there with some natural paper behind it. From the Edith Holden book. This is Mistletoe. This is a piece of a linen, kind of a rough-hewn linen, kind of natural looking and thick embroidery. It's not all fine and delicate. It is beautiful embroidery. I don't think it was hand done, but I don't know for sure. Maybe it was. But this edging doesn't look hand done. But anyway, it looks more natural. And this is Stampin' Up! Paper from a couple years ago, or at least last year. And I cut this linen apart, and I have a pocket in each signature with a piece of that linen. And this is a tag that I made with my Cricut. I just made a little banner tuck up there with one of those wildlife stamps. Just cut a paper banner and tucked a little tag up there. Oh, I did purchase and print this paper, I forgot. And again, I forgot the name. I think there's a Sunday something in the name of the shop, but I will link this below. It was just 4 pages of watercolor Winter Wonderland or Winter Forest or something. Winter Woodlands. I don't remember. But it's just 4 pages. And that's really all I needed for this book. I did some stenciling here and glued some napkin and added that word, reindeer, and then tucked in this little gift tag. It has a deer. I want you to notice there's a deer, a doe, and her fawn standing and looking up at the star there. It says Silent Night. This is a vintage gift tag, but I wanted you to notice that because you'll see a similar design on something else. We got just a couple of stamps here of an owl and a rabbit. This is an Ideals magazine page, and I just did a little fabric collage there. I made this snowflake tuck with my Cricut, and this is a copy of an antique card that I have. You can journal on the back of that. This was a leftover piece from my porch prints kit. I have this gorgeous little wrapping paper. It's little Woodlands animals playing in the snow. It is so cute. Look at the little mice riding in the nutshell that's being pulled. I think it's being pulled by a raccoon. Building a snowman, decorating a tree, riding on a sled. It's adorable. This is a pretty green stationery envelope. And I tucked a journaling card, and in this card you can add some photos or something to that. And just sewed this digital to it. There's the raccoon pulling the mice in the nutshell. Here's an animal, I guess it's a rabbit, playing a concertina, and the little mice are dancing. And the rabbit here looks like he's got some mail to deliver. It's so cute. Here's the Ideals page. I put a little jingle bell. Now that I found them, I put that on the lace edge there. I made a fabric cluster with this pretty fabric, and this is a stamp. I stamped it onto muslin and added this beautiful trim from Switzerland. I made these trees with my Cricut. I had to cut all the pieces out and then glue them together, and I glued them to a piece of acetate, the 3 trees, and put it on as a tuck spot. And I tucked in a genuine antique postcard. This is from 1907. Another piece made with the Cricut. And I did this tag just by gluing on the text from an Edith Holden book and then Mod Podging that napkin on top of it. I put a piece of trim onto a piece of cardstock to make a belly band. And I have this vintage Christmas card from 1942. It is scribbled on here. I think they sent it to his address, and then someone crossed that out and wrote Walter Reed General Hospital, Washington, D.C. So apparently Private Clark was in the hospital at that time. And here is a beautiful Christmas card that has the right colors for this Woodlands journal. I hope it's light enough in here. It's been raining constantly since started last evening, and it rained all night, and it's been raining all day, and it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're getting lots of rain here. The second signature starts out with one of those watercolor digital pages, and another image that I put on cardstock, and another of the tags with the modeling paste and embossing and all of that. This says Brisk Air, and it has a postage stamp. This pocket is from that embroidered piece, but this part did not have any embroidery except around the edges, so I just appliqued this piece of a vintage napkin to it. And this is a pine bough made with my Cricut, just a tag, and a cut apart card from something. I made another banner tuck up there with a little squirrel stamp. And this is a gift tag. It had a gold loop in it. This is from 2009. I just took the gold twine out of it and tucked it in there. You can journal on that. That cute little squirrel, he mimics that squirrel there. I don't think I knew that when I put that in there. Again, some napkin glued on, and why can't I think of that word? Flashcard. And again, the deer tag. This is the picture I wanted you to see. I covered up the star with that fabric, but on the other side you'll see the deer looking at the star. It's from that Ideals book. There's another jingle bell, another piece of that wrapping paper. This is a vintage envelope in the center of this one. It didn't have anything written here, but it did have some stamps, 1-cent stamps glued on there. And I just put a couple things in here. There are the deer. If you saw the entire picture, you would see that they are looking at the star. Here's another piece of that embroidered linen. There's animals on this paper. Some of these Stampin' Up! Papers have the wildlife, and some have plants. And there's green on one side and red on the other. This was a piece of cardstock, and I just Mod Podged a napkin onto the entire sheet. And my intention was to cut it up into tags and pockets, but I only ended up using it for one pocket. This is a copy, digital, of one of my antique postcards. And just another tag with the Edith Holden text and the napkin on it. Another antique postcard. I think it says 1909. This is the word piece stamped on a piece of linen. I think someone sent that to me. I stamped this background strip there. Edith Holden page with holly on it, and a white or barn owl there. And there's a paper clip here. It's one of those Tim Holtz paper clips. And it's holding on this envelope with a cardinal. You can just open it up and write on it. And the song is O Faithful Pine, or O Tannenbaum. And there's the other piece of linen, another antique postcard. This one wasn't used. This corner is bent. There's just a little pocket here I had left over from last year. This is a gorgeous little digital image. It was actually bigger than this. I had to trim it down. I just paper clipped it there because it won't fit in any of the pockets. Another jingle bell. And another digital to tuck into there. This is napkin. Can you see the rabbit there? It's raining really hard right now. It seems like it's gotten darker in here. This was the front of a Christmas card, and that's all I had. I just had the front part of the card. It's got some birds eating some corn and apples. If you like nature and woodlands, you'll love this journal. And we have a vintage Christmas card, which is perfect for this journal. It says greetings here, and then you can see a black and white or almost sepia tone photo of a snow-covered tree through that circle. And it was written on the inside. This is a piece of, it was a wired ribbon. I took the wire out of it and just used that as a belly band here. I just glued a little pocket here. My signature's on the back. And just tuck this piece behind. And there it is. Glad Tidings. I hope you like this journal. I don't know what I'll be doing next. I think I'll be doing at least one more Christmas journal. It might be Santa's Toy Shop, or it might be the other Reader's Digest book cover that I had. We will see. I guess you'll find out in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.